Here's how you're going to get overnight delivery with your specific person manifestation. And it all starts with the concept of potential energy when it comes to time. So we know time doesn't exist in the way that we think it does. So the next day shipping is actually totally up to you. The amount of shipping or time it takes to ship your specific person to you, or any manifestation for that matter, has everything to do with you. You are actively picking when you want this to be shipped. But you might ask, okay, but how am I doing this? How is this the case? Because once we figure that out, then we can switch it and get this next day shipping. So the amount of time it takes you to get or receive anything has everything to do with your state. It has everything to do with a concept called potential energy. So I believe I've talked about this before, but it's perfect for this next day shipping because potential energy is just your potential for a specific outcome. So when you're in a state, you basically have this high potential energy for being or creating whatever that is. And you can imagine it like a rock at the top of a hill. When you have this huge rock perked up against this hill that it's going to massively drop into, you would say the closer it is to the edge, the more potential energy it has. And you need to do very little in order to knock it over. It could be even so close that even wind could come in and knock it over, right? It's that simple and easy, no matter how big the boulder is. And our specific person manifestation is the same exact thing. The distance that your boulder is to the hill is from your state, and it's metaphorical for as soon as the boulder drops, you're going to manifest your specific person. So that's the length of time that you're perceiving your manifestation to take. So to make this make even more sense, the length that the boulder is away from the hill is the length of your bridge of events. So the closer you are to encompassing or embodying this state, the shorter your bridge of events is going to be, and the less you actually need to have your metaphorical rock pushed over the hill or for your specific person to show up in next day shipping. And so how do you increase your potential energy, you might be asking, or decrease the space or length of the rock to the hill, is to just begin to assume as if you already have it. Act as if it is already your creation. The more and frequently you put yourself into that end state, the easier it is. Because just like a bow, an arrow that you're pulling back, the further you pull it, the more intense it's going to be released. And that's the same thing with your specific person. So you can think about it in this way. You moving and getting into the state, you feeling as if you already have what you want, is you pulling that bow and arrow back. And then as soon as anything comes in contact with it that is going to take you to your specific person, it's going to be immediately released, right? Remember back to the example of the boulder being close to the hill. Even a little gust of wind could knock it over if it's close enough. So the closer we are to the state, the easier the bridge of events will be working. And then so basically everything becomes easy and effortless. You just have to prop your rock up to the edge of the hill, and then your reality is going to automatically take care of it, because the bridge of events is always going to unfold. But like I said, it's going to unfold in a way that seems logical. And so the closer you are to this outcome, the more easy the bridge of events can actually show up for you, the quicker and the more effortless it can actually take you from where you are to where you want to be. For example, the state or thought of next day shipping just means, if we don't feel as if that's true, or if we feel it's really hard to do, it just means that we're psychologically not subscribed to Amazon Prime, right? We're just not subscribed. We're not close to that outcome. We're not feeling as if we already have it, where our state is actually more in alignment with the opposite, or being single, or taking time to manifest, right? Those are all things that are going to basically unsubscribe us from Amazon Prime. But instead, you will see the power that you already have within you just by acting this out, contemplating or thinking about it. You can even daydream this. I've had people do that and massively create outstanding success, fast success, right? Time is not, there's this whole thing on time. Time doesn't exist in the way you think it is. The reality for Amazon Prime to give it to you in a week, in a month, or in a day is literally all up to you. It's just whatever you're clicking at checkout. So we're going to click the positive at checkout just by contemplating it. And on the surface, this may seem too easy to be true. You're like, okay, so just assume the state. But yes, we are accidentally doing things in our day-to-day processes, like I mentioned in my previous video, that are taking taking us out of the state. We're accidentally priming ourselves for something negative. And that's the only reason why we haven't already had this next day shipping. And I'm going to even give you an example from a coaching session that actually created this outcome and just show you how powerful intention is going to be. So I just actually got off the phone with someone earlier today who I had do something I call the intervals of success. So we basically just pick outcomes that you want to have with your specific person. And on the surface, we're just kind of setting something in stone. Like, okay, what do you want to manifest this week with your specific person? And then write it down, we think about it, and we talk about it. We do things to get them into this state. But basically, we're just setting that intention. And the trick is for this person, what they wanted with their SP, and again, this is after our first session together, they just wanted a text message. They wanted communication, and that was it, right? But the crazy thing is, as you begin to set this intention, more wild things begin to occur. So instead, they not only got the text message, because when we were talking, they're like, oh, I completely blew the intervals of success out of the water, because what they did instead was they ran into their specific person at a store that was near them that they just randomly had the urge or needed to go to, but was really out of the way of their specific person. But it just shows things are happening in ways that we don't even understand. So just by the contemplation of knowing for a fact that she's going to get this text message, something even greater comes as a result. But that's not only it. When they were meeting up, their specific person was really heavily asking them, what were you doing for New Year's? What are you up to? How are you like basically really showing that they were pursuing them, again, just by setting this intention. And in this state, this person, they have the same amount of circumstances as anyone else. They have a third party. There's other things happening, but all of this occurred just by setting this intention, because they're increasing their potential energy to get them closer to the hill. And then the closer they are to this hill with their metaphorical rock, the easier it is to knock it over. So the easier it is for things and bridges of events to occur when it makes a lot of sense for us. So this could be their specific person. They're like, logically, it makes sense that they would run into their specific person with this intention. Or maybe someone talks about them to their SP. Like there's a million different ways in which the boulder could be knocked over, like a bird lands on it. There's a leaf, there's the wind, right? But metaphorically, that's the bridge of events. You can see our specific person think of us, call us, talk to us. But the more we're in the state, the easier it is for those quick, fast, amazing things to occur. But when we're not in the state, that's the only thing or time that it makes it feel difficult. So grab your box and understand that you are getting next day shipping with your specific person. And if you know for a fact this is happening for you, comment down below, I am getting next day shipping with my specific person, as well as this, leave a thumbs up on this video, because it really helps my channel and helps me reach other people and help them manifest their specific person. If you did have any questions on this, make sure to comment them in the comment section below. Remember, just as a reminder for all my members, I did release the third week of the my workshop that I was working on, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. It's a fun one, it's a quick one, but I think it has a lot of good information, so definitely make sure to check that out. Again, if you did want to reach out to me but you didn't want to comment it down below, you can reach out to me at kyleaugustcoaching.com. That's where you can reach me personally. Again, I wanted to say thank you so much for stopping by today, and I can't wait to see you in my next video tomorrow when you get that next day shipping with your specific person, because you can count yourself as subscribed to that. And if you wanted to put it further in stone, you can subscribe to this channel too.